Got a question from Tony, who's asking about the stability of the coaching staff, whether with all the turnover between year one and year two, whether that's a warning sign of sorts.
Well, I mean, look, everybody said that last season wasn't good enough. I wrote multiple times that the efforts and the performances were fireable offenses. I mean, it would have been, I think, more alarming if everybody would have come back. But Mario Cristobal is someone who is known to be hard to work for. He is very demanding. And look, everything ain't for everybody. Y'all love that video, and I love it too, of Coach Jube Joseph at Miami Central, is preseason, chat to the team said, this ain't for everybody. Those who stay will be champions, but everybody's not built like this to do this here the way that we want to do it. And the same thing goes for Mario Cristobal, right? In terms of the fact of it's not for everybody. And yeah, I think things seem unstable because he's not giving the chapter and verse to everybody of saying, well, we're going to move on. Frank Ponce was told to seek shelter elsewhere. He went back to the hills of Boone, North Carolina, where he'd held the job twice previously, and said, hey, that is a soft landing pad because I still own my home over there. I know that. Cool. What's up with it? Let me go right back over there. Great. Good and glorious. And Josh Gaddis still has not found a job, but he was told, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. All right. Kevin Steele didn't necessarily go great. And he returns back home to run the program in Alabama for the third time, working for Nick Saban. Okay, fine. After, Cristobal reportedly begged him to come take this job here last year, which he left Maryland willingly to do. Charlie Strong got in his feelings because, we're interviewing guys to be defensive coordinator and didn't interview him. And he said, you know what? All right, then. Deuces. Cool, bro. Like, we clearly didn't look in your way for this. And then we bring in Derek Nicholson, former Florida State standout, of young up-and-coming high-energy coach who had recruited very well when he was at Louisville, developed also well. So he's going to come down here and hopefully do both of those things. Great. And then, Kevin Smith, some people loved. I saw plenty of people tap dancing on his metaphorical grave after he left, saying, calling all kinds of names and things and whatnot. Hey, I never had a bad interaction with Kevin Smith. It seemed like some of these other people did, and it was a little bit personal. Hey, I don't know, but I saw people were very happy about that. But yeah, it's not for everybody, and there's going to be staff turnover. And again, we would be having the exact inverse conversation right now if Mario came out after the season and said, cool, I told y'all this is a rebuild. We're building the program in the way that I see fit. It will be entirely the same staff moving forward again next year. I'm not taking any questions. I'll see you at Hard Rock Stadium. Go Canes. We would be having the reverse conversation of this one. This is bullshit. Mario doesn't know what he's doing. We had this terrible performance, this non-development. Recruiting was fine, but Mario's always been able to recruit, and Miami's actually usually been able to recruit, but he wants to bring these same guys back. We're supposed to expect different ones. But now he's actually holding people to standard. He's looking and saying, cool, we're going to make some changes, not right now, but right now, right? And now we're having a problem with that. Like, you can't have it both ways, right? If it's not good enough, then you go and get the guys who you think can help you get it to be good enough. And eventually, I mean, not this year, probably not next year, but eventually if the standard is not raised in terms of performance on the field, Mario Cristobal is going to be showing the door as well. So, like, he's not on the chopping block now, not on the hot seat today, but, like, this is the precursor to that. If this goes awry, then, yeah, it will be time that we turn the focus from the other coaches to the head man in charge. You know what I mean? Like, that is just the way that things work.
Yeah, that's the way things work. And it's also logical to have a little bit more trust in the guy that you placed all the investment in, who has a track record as a head coach at a Power 5 program, Rose Bowls, Pac-12 championships, etc., and then allow him to make the moves that he needs to make. And and so forth. But then, you start to go to the most common denominator after, if the losing continues for year 2, year 3, and then you're like, okay, well, he's had 3 different defensive coordinators that have been pretty successful at other
Mhm.
stops, and offensive coordinators at other stops, and
Mhm.